Welcome back to another episode of the Better Dial Call podcast. On today's episode, we'll be discussing Dan Hurley deciding to go back to UConn. Is Caitlin Clark being played too hard, too tough? And my prediction for the rest of the Celtics versus Mavericks NBA Finals series. But just diving in, well, it's not really breaking news, but news out of the sports world, recent news out of the sports world from yesterday is that Dan Hurley is deciding to go back to UConn instead of taking the Lakers head coaching job, which I totally understand why he did it, because in my opinion, he was never leaving UConn. He just did it for leverage to get more money out of the university. Not that he needed the money, but who doesn't like more money? And he deserves it for what he's done these past couple of years. I mean, they've won back-to-back national championships. This is the most relevant they've been since 2010. And he's gotten them back to where they belong at the top of college basketball, which they haven't been in a long time. I just feel like he just acted as if he was interested in the Lakers head coaching job because he knew that it would put pressure on the university to be like, okay, well, we see what the Lakers are offering you, but let's talk to our people and we'll get you the money that you want, and we'll discuss like any way that we can get you to stay. But I just feel like in his mind, he knew he was never leaving Connecticut. Like, it was never really an option. He just had to sell it as far as like making it seem like he was interested in the job. So UConn as a university, and with their boosters and their deans and their leaders and stuff like that, would be like, oh no, we got to get this guy to stay. Like, let's go into our books and let's see what we can do. Let's move things around. The Lakers job is very attractive to some people just because it's LA. You'll be coaching Braun, AD, but for somebody like Hurley, I feel like he's loyal. He built this from the ground. He built UConn from the ground up. This program from the ground up. He went out. He recruited well. He got guys to come in. He got guys to buy into his system, and it's worked out pretty well. He's going to have two guys that are going to be lottery picks in this upcoming draft. He's brought the school more revenue, more views. They're playing a lot of primetime games. They're must-see TV, and I don't think he would leave that for the Lakers when it's a lot of pressure. Coaching the LA team, a Braun-led team, they just fired Darvin Ham after 2 years of service. One appearance in the Western Conference Finals a year ago, and they still fired him. I feel like Dan Hurley saw that, and he was just like, it's just too much pressure to coach grown men. I've always said this. It's easier to coach college kids than it is to coach NBA players, just because these guys are making countless of millions of dollars. Some of them are making more than your assistants. So it's assistant coaches, and it's going to be hard for somebody. It's not for everybody. Like, it's going to be hard for a guy to tell somebody, a player who's making 30 plus million, oh, I need you to dive on the floor for loose balls, and I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and the rah screaming in their faces. Some guys aren't accepting of that. Like, they're not okay with having a coach scream and yell in front of their faces and tell them, oh, I need you to do so-and-so right now, and if you don't do it, then I'm kicking you out of practice. Some dudes ain't going to respond to that. It's different when you're coaching a college kid and you tell him, oh, I need you to play this role and do this for the team. And, a college kid, he's more prone to listen than an NBA player, because he's like, oh, well, I'm trying to get to the next level, and this dude he's coaching me up to get to the next level. I'm gonna do what he says. I'm gonna trust what he says, rather than an NBA player who's already there. He's like, oh, bro, like, I'm already here. Why would I listen to you? Like, you're my coach, but I don't gotta listen to you. Like, I'm gonna do it my way. And that's why some teams they clash. That's why some coaches clash with players, because they wanna get the best. We want to get the most out of them, but some guys aren't responsive to that. A college kid who's living in a dorm room, now with NIL, making some money. Not everybody's making millions of dollars, but some kids are making some money. They're still going to listen to their college coach, just because from the standpoint, he knows what he's talking about. He wants the best for me. I just feel like Hurley saw that and he was like, coaching these kids is more exciting than getting up, going to NBA practice facility and then having to deal with a bunch of millionaires who feel like, their shit don't stink. And I'm not saying the Lakers are like that. I'm just saying in general, like you see, it's every college coach that's transitioned to the NBA doesn't always have success. It's not a guarantee that, he won 2 national championships, so it'll correlate to the NBA. It'll be an easy transition to the point where he'll take over the Lakers and there'll be a instant success and an instant NBA Finals, team. It's not like that. I remember John Beilein, who used to coach Michigan, he took the Cleveland Cavaliers job and they didn't do well. I think he got fired. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know. I can't really remember their record when he came in. But if I'm not mistaken, I think he got fired the first year he was there. So that even lets you know right there how tough it was for them. And I think they had maybe single-digit wins or close to low double-digit wins. But I just say it's not an easy transition for a college coach to come in and just to think that, I had success in college, so that'll make me more, respected by the players that I'm coming in coaching. Some guys don't give a fuck. They don't care. What you did in college, it doesn't mean that much to a lot of guys in the NBA. It's like, okay, well, that's college. This is a new beast that we're talking about, the NBA. This is different rules. It's different language. It's different. This is big boy basketball. It's big boy basketball. Like, we don't have to respect what you did at the University of Connecticut or whatever school that you coach. That's congratulations. You're going to get a pat on the back, but, you got to come here with the right attitude, the right mindset. And you can't talk to players any way that you want to talk to them. Like, some guys are going to be, standoffish. Some guys ain't going to want to hear it. They just not going to, some dudes ain't just going to be responding to that. I just feel like Hurley took all of that in and he was like, you know what? Man, I got a good thing going here. I'll be dumb enough to let this go. I'm making good money. I mean, you can't get all the money regardless. Like, I don't even think this is money based, really. I just felt like he talked to his family. They made UConn their home. They're known all over the college town. We're winning. We're on top. It's going into next season. Going into this season. They've lost players because guys, we got 2 guys going into the draft, which is totally fine because he's already replaced those guys with transfers and incoming freshmen. So I feel like he's excited for what's to come. I feel like, in my opinion, he made the right decision. Stay in college, keep winning, keep having success, and down the line, if a job does come up in the NBA and you feel like you're ready, take it. Just don't make it money based because money comes and goes. It is what it is. Like, he already got money. Like, I don't think he really gives a fuck about the money. It's about the right opportunity, the right situation, and just about the right timing. He's in a good spot with Connecticut right now. I wouldn't want to mess that up. I got guys coming in who are counting on me, who's excited, to be coached by me, and I think that he ultimately made the best decision, and the Lakers' job will get taken by somebody. Will take the job. I just feel like for him in his heart of hearts, he knew that this wasn't the time, but his time will come. It will come. Moving on to Caitlin Clark, a lot's been going on with her as far as like people are saying that she's been getting hit too hard and played too tough in the WNBA. It's her first year. I don't feel like at first I thought that she was getting played too hard. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that they the veterans were coming at her too crazy. But sitting back, watching some of the games and seeing some of the highlights and seeing some of the post game interviews, I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like they're doing this because they're not that they're scared or intimidated, but they know that it's only a matter of time before she takes this league over. It's the league is hers for the taking. She's just a rookie. It happens, Rookies go through this. They have to go through this. When you're great and you're new and, the veterans have been hearing about you on social media, people have been posting your games. You got people showing up to your games in college and, all they've heard about is you for the past 2 years. You're shooting all these crazy threes. You're hyped. you got a lot of hype around you, a lot of attention around you. A lot of the veterans is looking at that like, oh, we can't wait for her to get up here because we're gonna show her like, you're not in college no more. We're gonna play you. We're gonna play you hard. Like we're gonna play you within the rules. We're not gonna do nothing too crazy. We're not gonna do nothing dirty, but we're gonna play you within the rules, and we're gonna make it hard for you because we know you're a tough shot maker. We know that you like to shoot threes. You're a finesse player. You're gonna get the crowd hype. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna play you hard. We're gonna put our best defender on you, and we're gonna play you tight. Like we're gonna make you earn every bucket. Every bucket that you get and that you make, you're gonna earn it, and you're gonna feel it. We're gonna make you feel it. If you go to the lane, you're gonna feel it. If you shoot threes, you're gonna feel it. And I just feel like when you look back on all the great players, not even just the WNBA, in all sports, when they're rookies and they're first coming in, you're gonna get tested. Like you're gonna get tested by the veterans, and that's how it should be, because it's only gonna make you better at the end. In the end, it's only gonna make you better. It's gonna make you mentally stronger. It's gonna make you want to get physically stronger, and you're gonna want to make your teammates better because you realize you can't do it alone. You need to, if you show that effort that you're trying to get better, it's only going to make your teammates want to push themselves to get better. I feel like when it comes to her, she has all the ability, all the talent to be great, and she will be great. She just has to keep pushing and keep fighting. Don't let anybody walk all over you. If they come at you, you come at them. Like, don't make it seem like you're a pushover. Let them know that, listen, you might have me now, but this isn't who I'm gonna. This is only gonna make me better to the point where when I get to my full potential, none of this shit is gonna affect me anymore. Like it's not. I'm gonna get my buckets in easier ways. I'm gonna find ways to get easier buckets. I'm gonna find ways to make tougher shots, and you guys won't be able to fuck with me because all the greats went through it. Jordan went through when he first got in the league. Kobe went through when he first got in the league. Braun went through when he first got in the league. I just don't like the fact that people are saying that, oh, what certain players are doing to her is dirty. It's nothing about it is dirty, bro. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game, bro. Like it's a competitive. Sports are competitive, bro. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody likes to lose, especially when people talk about, they compare sports to like so violent. It's kill or be killed out there. Like they're trying to rip her head off. Like. And obviously they're not trying to really rip her head off, but it when you get between those lines, it really is like that because, everybody's playing for something. Like, everybody's playing for a championship. They're playing for the next contract. Like, they want stability for themselves and their families. Like, so if I see somebody in front of me that's getting all this hype, I'm going at her. Like, because everybody, well, not everybody, but I feel like majority of players have a chip on their shoulder. They feel like, I don't belong here. I'm not supposed to be here, and I got this girl in front of me who's got all this hype around her. Tonight I'm gonna make it tough on her. I'm gonna show her like who I am. And by the end of this game, we know who she is. We know who Caitlin Clark is. But by the end of this game, I'm gonna use her as a stepping point to show the people watching who I am, because they're coming to see her play. But at the end of the game, they're gonna remember my name too. They're gonna know my name too. And it's all competitive. They're all competing. Like nobody's trying to hurt the girl. Nobody's trying to hurt Caitlin. They just want to, show like, okay, she has a lot of hype around her name, well deserved. But at the same time, I'm a vet in the game, and I haven't got the recognition that she's gotten. But I'm gonna show y'all like, she ain't the only one in the league that like, deserves some hype too. And deserves some notoriety too, and deserves like commercials and all this stuff too. Like I deserve it too. Like I'm gonna play my best game against her because this is who y'all hyping up. This is the darling of the WNBA now. But I'm gonna show my talents too. I just feel like for her, she just has to focus on not letting the noise get to her. Just stay in the gym, stay focused, stay ready, because her time is coming. It's up from here for her, and she knows that. And I'm pretty sure her coaches done told her that, and her teammates done told her that. Like, yo, you're gonna get your lumps and bumps, but just when your moment comes, just be ready for it, and just stay the course, and things are gonna work out for her. I can see it. She's destined for greatness. It's there. She has it. She has the it. She's brought a lot of attention in the WNBA, more attention than they've had in a long time, probably ever, especially with social media, the TV deals. Some charter flights that some teams have gotten, which eventually all teams will get charter flights, which I don't understand why teams have never had that. I don't feel like that was, like, I get the money aspect, but these are professional athletes. They deserve to fly privately and with the team, not be on a commercial flight with a bunch of random ordinary people, which they are. They are ordinary. WWE players are ordinary people too, but you know what I mean. Like, they deserve the same attention and the same privacy that the men get, as far as like being on the planes and, you know, having a team plane. They deserve that. They're a professional sports team. They deserve that. I think Caitlyn has put pressure on some of the owners to, like, yo, bro, I got to get my bag game up. Like, I got to get my team protected. Like, I got to get my team a facility, so they're not practicing at whatever gym that they're practicing. They're practicing in their own facility, their own gym. So they have that privacy, and they're able to get better. They're able to get closer together. But I say all that to say, I don't know. I'm going to just assume if Caitlyn, if you ever watch this video, you have the fan in me. I'm rooting for you. And I wish you all the best. And you're going to be great. Moving on to the last and final topic of today's episode. The Celtics versus Mavericks series. So right now, the Celtics are up 2-0 on the Mavericks in the finals, the NBA finals. And game 3 is tomorrow. I just feel like, and I said this after game 1, after Porzingis' big game, I feel like the series is over. I felt that way in game 1, just because the Celtics just have too much. They have too much talent. Like, they have too many guns. They have too much firepower. The Mavericks are reliant on Luka and Kyrie, which that formula is what got them here. That's what got them to this point. But when you're facing a team like the Celtics, who have a Drew Holiday who plays defense, you have a Derek White who plays defense, a Jaylen Brown who's one of the best two-way players in the game, and you got a bunch of other supporting cast members who play their roles very well, it's just too much. Like, it's just too much, because even in game 1, KP, who came off injury, who was off for a month, and at first I didn't think that he was going to play that aggressive. I thought, okay, well, he came off of his calf injury. I'm like, bro, he's going to be passive tonight. He's probably going to take it easy, you know, play through the flow of the game. You know, coming off an injury, you want to ease back into it. It's rare that you see a guy come off an injury and the first game back, they're just super competitive and just ready to go and super aggressive. But he comes back and, you know, he plays as if he's been playing like the last few weeks. He has a great game. They win. Fast forward game 2 on Sunday. Drew Holiday's game. He finishes with 26 points and ended up winning. Jaylen Brown had 20. He added 20 something. Jason Tatum had 18, 12 assists, but they still got the dub. I just feel like for the Mavericks, they need Luka and Kyrie both to have great games, because if both of them don't have great games, they can't rely on anybody else. They don't have anybody else. Their third scorer is PJ Washington, who he's okay, but he's not a third option in my opinion. He's not. He's just not. He's never been. So for him to step into that role, I don't feel like, not that he's not ready for it, but I don't feel like that should be his role. He's just forced into it because there isn't anybody else. Tim Hardaway Jr. is getting DMPs. Everybody else is like a three-point shooter, or they just play defense. They're not both. They're either they play defense or they're a three-point shooter, but they're just not hitting shots. And Luka is banged up. He's playing with like 5 different injuries, and the Celtics they're playing to that. Like, even though he scored 30 in game 2, that was a tough 30 for him. And I just feel like they're throwing bodies at him. They have fresh bodies that they can throw at him each quarter, on the switches, on the pick and rolls. They're coming up, they're stepping up. At the end of the day, there's nothing that you can do about Luka and Kyrie. They're going to make tough shots. Like, this is the NBA. Everybody works on their game as much as they talk about it and much as they post about it. They're gonna hit shots. This is part of the game. But the point is, what Joel Mazzulla is telling his players is just make the shots tough. Make them earn their shots. Are they going to hit shots? Yes. But just make them earn it. That's it. That's all you can do without fouling. Within the game, within the rules, just make their shots tough. That's all you can do. And just live with the results of your good defense. I just feel like, just like I said, the Celtics have this. Like, this is, if there was ever a chance to win the championship, it's right now. They haven't for taking their up 2-0. Within 24 hours, do I believe that the Mavericks will be able to find a third scorer? No, because it doesn't work like that. It's not like Gafford or Lively is going to turn into Shaquille O'Neal within 24 hours. That's not how this works. I feel like they're going to stick within their formula because that's what's gotten them there. I would live and die with that. I just don't feel like there's any adjustments they can make because the Celtics have like 5 guys, not to mention the dudes come off their bench that are fresh and ready to go, that are able to step up and play their roles very well. When you compare talent to talent, the Celtics just have more talent, and it's not a knock to the Mavericks because they're here for a reason. They're a great team too, but I just feel like you just came up. It's kind of like AI versus the Lakers in 2001. You're playing the wrong team at the wrong time, and they just have too much. They just have too much for you. Not to mention, Tatum hasn't even had a Tatum game yet. He had 16 game 1. He had 18 game 2. And tomorrow very well could be his game. But that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm talking about. Their best player, the Celtics' best players they haven't played to their full potential yet in this series. And that's a scary thing. That's a scary thought because, like, tomorrow could be Jaylen Brown's game. Tomorrow could be Jason Tatum's game. And even if it isn't and they still win, the next game, which would be Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Friday or Saturday, could be their game too. And then what do you do? As a Mavericks fan, I'm not a Mavericks fan, but if I was a Mavericks fan, I would be a little scared because their best players, I'll put it like this, their best players can afford to have off night. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are their 2 best players. They can afford to have an off night and still get a dub because it's already been proven the last 2 games. The Mavericks, their 2 best players, Luke and Kyrie, they cannot have an off game. It's not possible. It's not real. It's not okay because their team isn't going to get that dub if they don't have their best games. They need both of them to score 30 plus for them to even have a chance to be in the game. If they score anything less, their team has no chance and this series is over. Me personally, I think it's over regardless. I don't think there's anything the Mavericks can do. It's not like somebody on their team is hurt and it's like, oh, well, we're just waiting for, we're waiting for this person to come back and then we'll be good. All their players are out there. They're playing and they're still losing. Now, it gives them confidence because it's like, okay, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum didn't have their best game and we still almost won game 2, but at the same time, that was last game. This game tomorrow is totally different. You got to scrap that shit from last game and you're starting fresh tomorrow. So you're saying that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown haven't had their best game, but who's to say that tomorrow isn't their best game? You guys can't afford for your 2 best players to not score 30. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, all I got to do is play within the game, play within the flow. I don't have to do too much. I play our brand of basketball, and if I don't have it, there's other ways in the game that I can affect winning. I can play defense. I can get the loose ball. I can get assists, get guys open. I could use what the Celtics are doing, which is smart, is like even when Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum aren't having their best game, they could be used as decoys. They're still all-star level players. Basketball is a game of runs. Sometimes you're not going to have it that night, but there's other ways that you can affect winning. Regardless of if the ball's not going in, you could play defense. You can get other guys involved. You still have to respect them as players, as all-star level players, regardless if they're hitting shots or not. You still have to respect them. They deserve that respect. They deserve those double teams. So you have to respect them as that. And I feel like for the Celtics, they're playing into that because, like, listen, all right, I like Jason Brown. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I feel like when they get in the huddle, there's such a well-coached team that they're like, oh, listen, all right, I'm not having this tonight. All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna get Payne Pritchard shots. I'm gonna get Al Horford shots. Just be ready to shoot it. Derek White, I'm gonna get you a shot. They're gonna step up. When they step up, do this. Go here. I got you. Just be open. Just be ready to shoot it. I don't got it tonight, guys. Like, obviously not gonna verbally say that, but in their minds, if they're struggling, they're like, okay, well, listen, damn. Well, on the other end, I could do this, and on the offensive end, I could do this. And I got to keep shooting, regardless if they're hitting shots or not. The only way you can get out of a shooting slump, is to keep shooting, keep trying to make those shots. They're gonna fall. It's okay. Like, I hate the fact that fans make it seem like, oh, he's trash. He's not hitting any shots tonight. He's garbage. Bro, it's basketball. That happens. You have off nights. It's okay. Like, people put too much pressure on some of these players. Like, it's cool, bro. But at the same time, there's a whole other end of basketball that I could play, which is the defensive end. Also, on the offensive end, I could set picks. I could set screens. I could get assists and get my teammates open, which is totally fine. It's a part of the game too. As long as we're winning, I wouldn't care. I don't give a fuck. Like, my team is winning. I don't care. People fall in, and this is the generation of like stats. Like, people fall in love with the stats too much. Like, whether I finish with 40 or I finish with 18, as long as I got that dub, that's all that matters. That's truthfully what all that matters. And I just feel like the Celtics, they have a team that all of their players are selfless. They don't care. Whoever night it is, keep feeding that guy. Whether it's Drew, game 2, KP, game 1, and whoever it is tomorrow, keep feeding him. All the other guys got to do is just support him in the game and find ways to get him open and just to play team basketball. I just feel like when it comes down to that, the Celtics they just have too many guns. They have too much ammo. They have got backup ammo. And the Mavericks guns, they got 2 guns. The Celtics got 5 clips. They got multiple clips that are ready, locked and loaded, and ready to shoot. The Mavericks just don't have that, and it's okay. Like, it's cool. Sometimes the better team wins, and I feel like the Celtics are the better team. I've heard some people around me, some of my friends have said like, oh, they still got the Mavericks winning. I'm just like, bro, and they're entitled to their opinion. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I just feel like, bro, if you're watching the game like I'm watching the game, it's not even close. Like, it's really not even close. It's really not. Like, it's really not close. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see any way that the Mavericks can win any game in this series unless they have their Luka and Kyrie have an epiphany tomorrow and they both go crazy. Which, if I'm the Celtics, I want you guys to exert as much energy as possible, because at the end of the day, my style is going to be let you guys go crazy, and I'm going to make these other guys beat us, because you guys can't score every point. You guys can't. You're exerting all this energy on the offensive end because Kyrie and Luka don't play defense. Kyrie's played a little bit of defense, but he's not a top defender. Luka, he's not a defender, point blank, period. Just because, those with the contact, it's close, and they don't want to get him in foul trouble, which is cool. They're protecting him like the Warriors did Steph Curry. Excuse me, but I just feel like they're just not. The Celtics are just the more talented team, and it's okay. Like, are the Mavericks gonna come out and fight tomorrow? They're gonna put up a fight. They're home. They're gonna try and protect their home court, which they're supposed to do in a series. But I just feel like the Celtics, they're riding high right now. They have all the confidence in the world. They know that their 2 best players haven't had their best games, but they're due for one. I just feel like tomorrow is a very important game for the Mavericks. If they lose tomorrow, well, like I said in the beginning of this video, the beginning of this segment, I feel like the series is already over with the Celtics. I feel the Celtics are going to win. Whether it's a sweep or whatever, I feel like the Celtics are winning the championship regardless. Now, will the Mavericks put up a fight? Yes, because that's their NBA team. That's what they should do. I just feel like the Celtics, knowing that their 2 best players having their best game and they're due for one, it could get ugly tomorrow very quickly if Luka and Kyrie don't show up. It can get very ugly tomorrow. But we'll see. I'm interested to watch and see what type of fight the Mavericks put up at home, and we'll see. I just want to say thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.